Hello, everybody, and welcome to the top 4 of the Cheyenne, Wyoming Hyperspace Trials for the Back to the Dials X1 podcast. My name is Asa.
And my name is Ken.
Guest commentating for us today. Thank you very much for coming out, Ken.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
It's an absolutely stellar final bracket here in Wyoming. We have on the left Mike Gasner versus last round's champion Sean Sapone, with his first order aces over there on the right. Ken, you want to talk us through a little bit of what we saw last round with Sean's list?
Sure. So I had actually talked to Sean after the match. What he did, so he had played Liam Lee twice, once in the 6th round Swiss, and then obviously just now in the cut. He told me he played very cagey against Liam in the Swiss, and it didn't work out for him, so he lost that game. So he said, this game, I am just going to square up and take out Norra. That was my goal, and then just deal with things after that. And obviously,
it ended up working.
Yeah, it went very much his way. He actually knew, he thought that Liam was going to make that too hard right as well, and was like, I'm okay with that because it'll be a modded shot, and I have some force, and maybe he'll live.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, he was just a surprise. He did that because he thought, he said both he and Liam thought that there was enough room to make that 2-bank clear.
Yep.
So he was trying to be cagey in that Liam would be expecting the 5 straight and therefore doing the 2-bank to keep him in arc. And that's why he broke off and clipped the cloud.
For those of you who are a little bit out of context, this was last round, the ending of last round's game. After this event wraps up, you'll be able to find those all cached on Twitch as well as on our YouTube channel when those go live sometime later this week. But for now, we saw that list do really good things last round. Obviously, Quick Draw and Kylo were both pretty heavy-hitting hammers there. Null can be very devastating if left alone.
Absolutely, yeah. Null totally put in the work. Even though it's only rolling 2 dice, those are enough to strip tokens in the beginning for the real heavy hitters to really do stuff.
And they were put in a critical panicked pilot as well.
Yeah,
halfway through that game.
That was clutch.
Yes, it was. All right, so let's move over there to Mike Gasner's list. We have some variations on the Rebel beef here, but with only 3 ships: Magva, Wedge Antilles, and the now ubiquitous Norra Wexley. Norra's making a very strong showing today, isn't she, Ken?
She is. I think it's all that range 1 auto evade is super clutch. Keeps her much more alive. And I was actually supposed to play Mike Gasner in round 2, and then there was a repairing, and I ended up playing Carson Ray. I was not looking forward to the list. This list, you got my Wedge with proton torpedoes, which is almost an auto include these days because you're getting the 1 less die, and then double that down with protons on Norra as well. It's a tanky list. It
Absolutely.
is a super tanky list. And
Absolutely.
Mike is local here in Cheyenne.
Yes, he is part of 307th Squadron.
307th Squadron. He is a guy full of life, let me tell you.
Absolutely. Strong handshake.
when he rolls the dice, he likes to say 1, 2, 3, Shazam, and let the dice roll.
Yes.
So he's a fun guy.
So this is shaping up to be an exciting game then. We see some of the staples over there too. Leia, of course, and Tactical Officer on that U-Wing for some more action economy, for that extra maneuverability. The interesting part here is Magva. With Magva's, we see base U-Wings. We saw Saw on stream yesterday as well.
Right, Cassian's another one that seems to be. But, yeah, Magva seems to be coming on strong onto the meta scene. It almost seems like these days if you're taking U-Wing to take Leia, you take Magva as well.
Sure. And why is that? Just the extra defense that you get against proton torpedoes themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. The survivability is pretty key in that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I guess it doesn't really help you against Quick Draw FCS or Vader FCS, anything like that.
Right.
But those big hits, those lots of rerolls, like we saw last round, couple quick draw rerolls really, really helped there. So you know what? Let me put Null up to 7 here, 5, 6, 7, because that's where he's at right now. There we go.
Yep,
perfect.
Yeah, I think Sean may go back to playing pretty cagey because he does not want to get caught by those proton torpedoes.
Right.
He does have the initiative. If he can do the heightened perception and try and PSK Wedge. So we'll see what happens.
So on the other table, on the other top 4, we have Minot Squadron's D. Yoon victorious once again over Carson Ray's Danger Zone in the top 8 matchup. He's actually facing off against another Danger Zone-ish variant, Marcus Mathis. Another local, I believe.
Yep, I think he's here in the Cheyenne area as well.
Yep. So Marcus Mathis versus D. Yoon on that final on the other top 4 table. We'll keep you updated as we get information as to how that one is going. And certainly once this game finishes up, we will be bringing you the finals around noon Mountain Standard Time here from the historic Plains Hotel. What a great venue.
Yep, and I think we're just waiting for that other table to get finished setting up before we get time
so
started
that they can
here.
both so they can both start on time. So based on list matchups, then does anybody have an advantage right here?
I would actually give the advantage a little bit to Mike, just because that's a lot of, again, each one's got a lot of hull to chew through a bit. Seismic charges, is I think may come into play here. It's something that keeps folks honest from coming in from behind. It does work on the new gas clouds, although
dissipates them.
Yeah, a lot of people got issues with that. And the coordinate. I mean, the coordinate is another one. That plus Leah. Be getting a lot of action economy going on here.
Yep. Something to keep in mind here, Mike Gasner has a 10-point bid. Sean Zapone has only a 9-point bid. Yeah, so Mike here, I believe, is giving the initiative over to Sean for Wedge to be able to move after quick draw there.
Yep. And that was the other thing we saw from this weekend is the big bids came back. It was either come big or go home.
Yeah, especially with lists and styles like this. We didn't see them in some of the beefy ones. We don't really see them in the Upsilon lists.
Right.
But right here, where you have somebody like Wedge, somebody like Norra, quick draw, Kylo, there's a lot of deep bidding.
Yeah, and that was another reason I was not wanting to face this, is because that 10-point bid, Wedge moving last after Poe. That's not something I was looking forward to.
Absolutely, especially not with proton torpedoes to take him right down.
Yep. Afterburners, I like afterburners as well. I think because it's now only 4 points after the points adjustment. I think it's worth
6
it.
points.
6 points? Okay.
Down from 8, though.
Yep. So it got a little cheaper. I do think it's a nice include if you can afford it. And obviously, he's built his list where he has a 10-point bid. So
there is nothing in there that is not going to be used. There's a very efficient list. Obviously, everything that's there, right down to that R2 astromech on Wedge. Since this is a Rebel beefy list, we're probably going to see him running away at some point, trying to get some health back and prolong the game.
Yep, and I think that's the other interesting result about this weekend is that even though a lot of new stuff came out this weekend, you're still seeing the tried and true stuff making the cut.
Yes.
I messed around with spare parts canister on my Danger Zone lineup. Used it a couple times, but it's not that much of a game changer, really.
Yeah.
So you're seeing all the standards here making the cut still. So I think that's one thing to take away that I know a lot of the rest of the world is looking at post new faction release.
I think part of that, though, is definitely because we haven't had really time to experiment with the new factions yet. There's a lot of uncertainty, and while there are people playing for some Separatists and some Republic, we saw your first game yesterday against Ben Hamer flying that Republic list. We saw the double Sith infiltrators, which was very impressive. But there's a very small percentage of the field that's flying those.
Yeah.
B, there's everybody who has been practicing very hard with their lists is playing those lists.
Yeah. Yeah, and everyone, there's really nice prize support for this Hyperspace trial season, so people are going with what they know,
exactly
what they have the reps with, as opposed to playing with what's new and what may be fun.
Right. I mean, some of the stuff is fun. I know Dee's having a blast with that TIE Swarm.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night. TIE Swarms are coming back because now there are more cheap named pilots that really help the overall swarm, as opposed to only having 1 or 2 that affect the rest of the academy, blacks, whatever.
They're also very, very solid in this in this very beefy meta, right? It gives up MOV very slowly, not in large chunks, so you can very easily sort of stepping stone leapfrog your opponent. Yeah,
watching Carson and D finish up their round and both of them doing the math to see where they were points was it's like a lot of math wing going on there. But really, the game changer is Iden.
Absolutely.
That's what changed TIE Swarms.
Absolutely. Well, I think TIE Swarms are just coming back this second season though with the Rebel beef. So the second half of this. Yep. I guess second half of first season of Hyperspace, right? Because we didn't really see them until until really Philip Booth took them to or they didn't really. catapult to prominence.
Right.
Before Philip Booth took them in Arizona.
Yep.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, like that was the first May 2nd,
Yep.
March 2nd weekend was the first weekend of Hyperspace Trials, and Phoenix had theirs, and Philip Booth, who won this Phoenix System Open, took it again with that tie swarm.
Yep. It's very solid. I mean, maybe we'll see D on stream in the finals next round.
Yeah.
But first we've got to play this one out.
Yep.
Still waiting.
And
for
he's
got
to play his out, so we'll see where we're going.
He's facing another Danger Zone type list. This will be the third in a row of Po Nien Lulo. That
is Marcus flying 2x2As? Is that what he's flying?
No, he's flying Po Nien Lulo.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right.
The third in a row.
Yeah.
That D has had to chew through today.
Yeah, it's I think there were at least 4 of us flying that lineup in some sort of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Danger Zone. My guys out in DC on Labyrinth Squadron call it safe space. Like they refuse to call it Danger Zone, so they're going with safe space, which I find super clever and funny. So, we'll see. We'll see because Carson just crashed out. Marcus is still in it. It's a really tough list because it's 3 aces that give you a lot of flexibility in where they can reposition. Yep. But when you're facing the wall of whatever beef, the generics with a lot of hull and shield, it's a little daunting. Games are going to time. Like I think most games this weekend went to time.
Absolutely. Yep, for sure.
Which again, hats off to Ken Johnson who ran this for keeping things on time, even though most games are going to time.
Yep, we're running pretty cleanly.
Yeah, and they're using Best Coast pairings, which I know a lot of people have love-hate with, and a lot of people love Tabletop TO. We're just saying it's Tabletop TO has a lot of great functionality. I just wish they had not even a TO app, but an end user app. Yeah, that basically things get pushed out. And I really wish they would consider something like that.
Yeah. All right, we're about ready to start the time right here. Just waiting on TO Ken Johnson to give us the go-ahead to get time going. 75 minutes on the clock as usual. You think this game's going to go to time? Mike's last one did not.
I don't think so. Sean. Yeah, Mike is very efficient with this. He's one of the few players I think most of his games are not going time. His list is pretty devastating. If Wedge can get off both protons, and he's getting that one less defense die, that's a ruthless hammer to run into.
Oh, for sure. For sure. 2 proton torpedoes if you can get those. Do you think that's why Norra's kind of set up in a flank-ish over there when he's facing that kind of cagey squadron?
Norra's going to be kind of the drive the prey into the net type thing.
Sure.
Yep. So she's going to go right up.
The anvil of Wedge and Magva.
Exactly. So I think Mike actually has the ion cannon pointed front, it looks like.
That looks like.
There we go.
And there we go. Time starts in the top 4 here. Good luck to Mike. Good luck to Sean. Let's have a great game. Magva opening this up with a 1 straight forward, wings locked in attack position.
Bumping Wedge a bit
there. Big models. Pro tip, everybody: stagger your pegs if you've got a big model like that.
Yeah, I like the mod for the U-wings where the wings are a bit shorter. Those are pretty cool.
Yep. We've got a lock there onto Wedge. Give him a focus.
And then
5 straight from Kylo. There we go. Already showing his tendency. We're just going to go for the flank right away.
Yep.
The flank, try to drive. If Mike tries to drive out towards Kylo, I'm assuming we're probably going to see Null taking some shorter maneuvers there over in that corner. Try to set up a pincer.
I think actually he's going to go fast with all 3. Get out of there to keep Magva Norra's out of the fight a little bit, because that's her job, is to sweep it in. So he just wants to clear out and make Wedge and Norra play in the 2 chili pepper gas clouds and the rock there.
Those really are chili pepper gas clouds. Never really noticed that. Quick draw following up there, another 5 straight. Can't boost quite to follow Kylo.
Right, but that's fine.
Yep.
So we may see Null play the trailer here and just do 2 straight, something like that.
Wedge also doing a 1 straight. Mike is not committing here. Mike is not he's not biting against anybody yet.
Right.
Not with a very strong opening in either direction. Sean with the faster opening is going to have to kind of feel Mike out here just a little bit. Although Mike is boosting, we're going to get a little bit closer to that asteroid field.
Yep. And it looks like they Yep. So there goes null.
5 straight as well, following the other 2 aces.
I think lucky for us as the stream guys, Mike will be using the curl paw S-foils token to denote what status is, which is nice for us.
Indeed. Yep, S-foil is currently closed as denoted by that boost. Null will barrel roll in there.
Interesting. Yeah, I would think that.
I think that we would want to stay out just a little bit.
Right, exactly.
He's the one at the top 4 tables, so. Thank you once again to everybody who's joining us here. We've got some pretty peak stream viewers for 144 viewers at this time. Let's get more.
Sunday morning X-Wing.
Sunday morning X-Wing. That's right. Who needs to go to church? This is more exciting. We've got a very nice venue here, a really great streaming booth, so I'm really excited to bring you some of the best X-Wing on this side of the Rocky Mountains.
Yep. We'll probably see Sean do another set of 5 straights, get in that corner and turn it, keeping Norra way, way, way out of the action there.
Do you think that's? I mean, do you think that's a little bit dangerous? If he's able to, if Mike is able to pin him against the bottom side of that board just a little bit.
No, I think because he's going to assume. So Mike seems a very smart player. I haven't faced against him. I don't really know who he is, but basically, I feel like he knows that he's going to do another. Sean's going to do another series of 5 straights, get in that corner, make that corner, and then come in to spread out on the edge that's closest to you as the viewer. And so he doesn't want to commit by trying to waste proton torpedoes in that corner. So he's going to, slow boat it a bit, and that way he can also turn in and face that whole edge as well.
Sure. So this is actually a little bit of an aggressive maneuver. We have a 2 straight from Magva. We'll go ahead and coordinate again to focus Wedge. I have a feeling he's going to be turning in next turn or 0 stop.
Right, exactly. So that's the thing is the Y-wing has that 0 stop.
And that's what I'm sort of concerned about here is down towards the bottom left of that board, sort of in that corner as Kylo comes around here with a 3 bank. That U-wing's going to be sitting right there waiting for it, aiming down into that corner. In fact, there's a boost right there. The hard stop rotate next turn, if he continues on that path, is going to be right in Kylo's way.
Right. Mike is probably going to plant it right there, and, I mean, it's called the pivot wing. Literally, the U-wing will be the pivot there because, he's going to try and bring Norra in, but it's going to be a bit, and I would not be surprised to see Wedge bank in front of Magva, and that
or
that
even
definitely
3 turn something like that. Do a really committal maneuver. In that
I
direction.
don't think the 3 turn will clear, maybe just, but I think the 3 bank is safe, and that will denote that basically that U-wing is going to stay put and rotate at that point.
Right. We do see a 2 bank coming in from quick draw here. Sean setting up for an approach from multiple angles.
Yep.
Quick draw now threatening that flank if they do turn in to follow Kylo. Would it be the right choice? To go chase Kylo, or just let him get the flank and go for a quick draw?
I think he wants to kind of leave Kylo alone because it's too easy to bite down and have Kylo even at IS-5 get out of all arcs.
Sure, I think what you have to do though is at least if Wedge banks down here, even just a 1 bank, that's I think enough of a threat to Kylo that Sean can't really commit there, and Mike could use that as a feint and then turn in again towards quick draw.
Yep.
Hopefully Kylo pushing out, so because if Kylo then turns in, then you've got proton torpedoes to worry about, and Mike obviously does not want that. Yeah,
I think Mike's initial win condition here is he wants to erase quick draw off the map.
For sure. Although quick draw is also being pretty non-committal right here with a barrel roll after that 2 bank. Sean doing a really, really good job of keeping his options open. And with that center rock right in front of Mike, he is going to have to make a choice.
Yep.
Looks like he has there. There's a 4 straight from Wedge, the most aggressive maneuver that we've seen yet.
I think it's just out of range.
He does have a boost.
Does have the boost, but he's not going to be able to lay down the proton, is what he wants. Do you go for the easy, try and erase null off the board, and then just concentrate on the other 2? Do you want to? Because he does not want to.
He's taking the afterburner. There we go. There's the afterburner. He's going to try to pop a proton torpedo.
There we go.
Quick draw's arc there is not facing forward, not facing quite turned enough.
Right. Interesting that he turned in. Does that mean he's going after?
And there's the quick draw target lock right
But
there. I think that's the best choice. You can
Yep.
get an
you get
unopposed proton torpedo right there.
Right.
And he has it with target lock focus. This is going to be a big hit. 2 bank from Null as well. You think Null can barrel roll back and get a
I
pot shot at
don't
Wedge?
think
He's going to attempt. He's going to make the attempt.
Yeah, whether it's out of arc, but it doesn't matter because Wedge is not going to fire at Null.
Right. Null does have a shot though. We're going to take that. It's a Wedge range 2. They're gonna call the judge over, Ken Johnson here, to double check the firing arc from Null to Wedge. And we are less than 10 minutes into this round, and we already have a first firing.
No sacred game state.
Players are both playing, or Mike at least, forcing the issue, being very aggressive.
Right. That was I feel, a little unnecessary to call over the judge over for that. It's clearly an arc.
Mm-hmm. All right, here comes the proton torpedo on a quick draw.
That's
There's
pretty
a lot
good.
Of spend that focus, turn to a crit, retain the target lock, 1 evade, so we don't get into hull, but quick draws, shields go down on the first hit.
Yep.
Checking arc now from quick draw to Wedge to see if the retaliatory shot can go off. No arc. No arc indeed. Excellent opening shot.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, that's ideal for
Absolutely.
Mike right there.
Yep. Yeah. Now you're going to you will probably see Sean try and collapse in on Wedge at this point.
Right. To that point, I would not be surprised to see Wedge turn out. You think it's going to be collapsed on?
Yeah, that's possible. That would be the smart play here, to break.
Do you think he could? Do you think he could? Think he could move slowly forward, get maybe a nice range 1 shot on quick draw, without taking too much from Kylo in return there?
He could, but I think like if he slow boats it, basically.
I'm thinking something like a 2 bank to pilot left, something like that. Maybe block Null trying to come in. Or 2 straight.
Could be. But I think Kylo can make that too hard, barrel roll over, and be able to get his licks in.
With that said, I'm not sure that, especially if he positions himself with a 2 straight kind of behind that gas cloud there, I'm not sure that Kylo can put meaningful damage into Wedge.
True.
Especially with R2 Astromech there to get it back.
Yep.
If he needs to. I think Mike's in a position where he can be aggressive. Take a shot or 2 from those first order aces, especially since we're not going to get quick draw's revenge shot back.
Yep. Frankly, I think that Sean is going to just go metal to the pedal and try and take out Wedge right here. So you might see a sloop from Null, which sort of protected because Norra can come in, go through the gas cloud, loses the action. So you're just taking, a naked.
Magva might coordinate the lock, though.
Yeah, true.
Although, no, Norra's going to be way out of range for that this round.
Yeah.
All right, Magva's doing a soft 1 up to the left around that asteroid there. Coordinating a boost to Wedge here.
Yep, you're going to see Wedge try and break out.
He might K-turn. From there. He's got the lock still. He did not need to spend it last round. He might be K-turning and looking for just a second proton torpedo right out of the gate.
Yep.
There's the 1 turn from Kylo. Locking Wedge. Is he going to follow that up with a barrel roll? Yes, he will. I think that's the right decision. You got to assume that Wedge is going to be, not in that position.
Right.
So. I'm not sure that arc. If he does K-turn, I'm not sure that arc is.
No,
he'll
totally be out.
It'll be a better position for the next turn.
Yep.
Oh, he popped Leia. Excuse me. That I missed. So it's almost certain that Wedge is going to be K-turning right here, right? Just losing Norra's action over that debris or the gas cloud right there, using a force straight, which is white from Leia.
Yep. I'm wondering if we're going to see a sloop. Yep. There we go. And then it's debatable whether quick draw would be out of arc. I'm wondering if he's going to barrel roll over.
Just a lock on Wedge right there. He's positioning himself well to catch that K-turn.
Yep.
4 K-turn, indeed. There. Can he barrel roll to grab an arc? Or he could just he could lock Kylo.
Yep.
And put a proton torpedo into Kylo. Yep.
And I think that's probably what he's going to do.
Again, as we mentioned, he can take a little hit from quick draw. He's not going to take much.
Right.
So he also has the option of getting out of dodge with R2.
And then I think Null is
I'm not sure he has arc right there.
I think he's got
He's got arc on Kylo.
He might
He might have to barrel roll.
See.
Did he open S-foils? I didn't hear anything.
No, they're still closed, according to the token.
All right, so he's just going to focus. I think he's thinking he does not have arc. 2 bank from Null.
It's a sloop as well. Yep.
Thank you.
There it is.
There's the pylon to Wedge. Kylo won't be able to put it in this round, but quick draw and Null will be able to. Range 2 from Null into Wedge. Calling a judge over for that range call. It's very close.
Yeah.
Pretty good maneuvering by Sean right there.
Very good maneuvering.
Correctly predicting that that particular boost K-turn.
Yep, and he wanted the kill box for Wedge, so he's biting down on that.
Yep.
He can pretty much afford to lose Null. Null is only 31 points. If Null can land 1 damage on Wedge here, he's happy.
Just range 3.
While leaving.
Evaded Wedge takes no damage right there. Quick draw now into Wedge. That's almost certainly a range 2 shot.
Range 2. He's got Fanatical as well.
So we got a target lock focus shot there. Fire control plus Fanatical. It doesn't even need the fire control. Looks like he's going to forget Fanatical and just re-roll that die instead.
He's going for the crits.
Yep. Spend the focus. Wedge will take 1 shield.
Okay.
It really is a shame that Kylo can't follow that up.
Yeah.
All right, we have Wedge then firing at Null, range 3.
And this should be just straight up.
Yep, straight up 3 versus 3. No modifiers for either player. 1 hit. He should be rolling 1 fewer dice, but I guess it didn't really matter because he blanked out. Right, did he? I'm going to go double check. I will be right back. That should be right. 3 minus 1 for Wedge plus 1 for the range. So he should only be flying 3 dice.
That was coming from Norra.
That was coming from Wedge because Wedge fires first.
Coming
from Wedge to Null. I'll be right back. I'm going to go clarify.
Yep. So we're trying to see if we got range from Kylo onto the U-Wing through a couple of obstacles. Ken Johnson doing his job. All right, so now we're doing Norra. Now we're doing the correct. And it was damage onto Null, losing the shield. Still maintaining the I-7. So, yep, there's that naked shot that Sean was willing to take.
Magva has no shot there?
Yep. So it'll be interesting seeing what happens here. I kind of feel like letting Norra back into the fight here, someone's going to get crushed on Sean's side.
I feel like that as well. With that said, I do think he has the positional advantage. Although Magva's kind of in an awkward position right there to turn in front of Norra.
Yep.
Kind of block her off, unless it is possible that she just zero stops again and turns in.
I think Mike will do the zero stop, and just turn in, deal with the rock.
Just to get shots on target, keep Norra open for something like a 2 straight, put down a lock.
I mean, Mike is well ahead in terms of not actual points, but in terms of positioning, health of his lineup. I think he would be okay with Magva doing the turn, and then the next turn going over the rock, taking one. So
I agree. I think that's fine, unless he has a plan for some coordinate shenanigans. I'm not sure that he really minds taking losing an action for a couple turns. Wedge, though, is in I think the most compromising position out of those three rebel ships. What's his play here?
I feel like Mike has been very good at keeping most of his arcs on target. I think he's just going to duke it out and do the one straight.
Just do the one straight?
Yeah. I think
do you think he's going to do one straight or turn in towards quick draw?
I think, he may turn into quick draw, although quick draw will move first. So
can he Talon roll? To the particularly to the left, Kylo's probably going to 2-turn. Because that one turn isn't blue, and it wouldn't be blocked.
That would be pretty gutsy move to make. I really feel like, it's either the one bank in towards those guys or one forward, or you break out and break right. But I don't see Mike doing that.
Mm-hmm. Mike is playing pretty aggressively.
Yeah.
So it's possible that he goes for one of those gutsy maneuvers.
But he really wants to get rid of quick draw.
Yes.
And the other two.
You can't leave that gun on the table, right?
Right.
Now that he's half down, you really want to capitalize that. Well, you got the guns there, right?
Yep.
Finish him off.
Yep.
Finish him off, and then deal with Kylo.
Like I said, he's in a very good position. He's got 2 beefy ships that can take damage all day long from this particular lineup.
Right. But as we saw last game, an early lead can be erased. By some gutsy play from the other side, and with somebody just not being able to capitalize on an early advantage.
Yep.
So we will see. Thank you once again for tuning in. We've got 55 minutes left in the round.
Sean was really thinking about what to do with Null there. His whole lineup is stressed, I think.
Correct.
So
quick draw should be because he slooped, right? Magva's doing a straight 4 there. Not at all what I was expecting.
Well, he doesn't want to jam up Norra.
Sure.
And he wants to keep the coordinate. So that's a good move.
Makes sense. He will be coordinating the focus onto Norra. He can turn around at any time, right?
Yep. Yep.
He's just foregoing those shots, I think, letting Norra and Wedge make the brunt of the offense for these next couple rounds.
Yep. He's just wanting to get Norra into the fight, load down with tokens.
Kylo's breaking off. 2-turn to the left. Hold down that gas cloud. See if he clips it. That is unfortunate. There we go. Playing very precisely, but Kylo does clip that gas cloud. A 2 straight from Norra gets him square in a proton torpedo right there.
Yep.
There's a 2 straight.
Coming
in.
And
I think that's where the lock is going to go.
Absolutely.
Don't really need to worry about Nell in this case. But he's thinking about it, I can tell. But it's not immediate.
I think he has quick draw. Yep. So he's going for quick draw.
Yep. We're going to check the range first. But if he has that target lock, I don't think he's quite in range for a lock on quick draw.
I think they're going to have to move.
Remove Null?
Yeah.
Mike there commentating he does not think that he has it.
Oh.
Now he definitely does.
Yeah. Sacred game state.
Yep. So he has to take the lock. He's just going to take it, I would say, on Kylo at this point.
Yep.
There it is, a locked on Kylo Ren.
Yeah, and that's unobstructed, I think. I don't think that chili pepper quite comes out enough to block
Not
the corner
quite,
of the corner.
No. There's a 1 bank from quick draw. Are we going to see a barrel roll to try to block Wedge, maybe?
No, because I think where he's at and a 1 bank will already block it. And then if he goes 1 forward.
Focus from quick draw.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good position there.
I think he's doing the Talon roll. I think he's going for that Talon roll.
He's trying to do a 4K right in front.
Yep, he's trying the 4K. I'm not sure. I can't really see between those.
They have Ken coming in to see if he clears the 4K. Oh, didn't make it. So he's going to be forward with the stress right in front of quick draw.
That is unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
And then Null is also stressed, if I remember correctly, so he's got to do blue to clear.
Yep. So we'll see Kylo taking a proton torpedo with Wedge, actually in not a bad position to chase him next turn. Wedge might take a shot or two, a hit or two.
I think he's only taking the 1 from quick draw.
Yeah.
Null has to break out, clear his own stress.
2 straight from Null, just breaking out again. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is turning out to be a great game. Not at all was I expecting with that 4K.
No, not at all.
Risky attempt.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he thought quick draw was going to come in straight and try and catch him with the... Because I think it would have been maybe... No, yeah. He would have had quick draw on arc, but that's risky.
I definitely think that I definitely think that the bank is a safer maneuver. In any case, even if you get blocked, then you're just in null.
Yep. All right, so here comes a shot on Wedge.
1 from quick draw. Fire control system will trigger right there for a lot of paint. 2 hits, 2 crits. Two blanks, 2 hits.
They got to stop playing with these regional dice.
Hit, crit.
And we don't know what the crit is. Stun pilot.
Stun pilot and a fuel leak. He only has 1 hull left, though. So that fuel leak, really not a huge deal. It's a really, really good thing that he didn't get that fuel leak first.
Yeah, at this point, Wedge is running for his life.
Absolutely.
It's unfortunate for Sean that Null is so out of position.
Fuel leak and stunned pilot here. There comes a proton torpedo from Norra into Kylo.
So yeah, now they're checking to see if that chili pepper does indeed clip, which would help and give Kylo an auto evade. So pretty important call here. I believe Norra has both the focus and target lock.
She got that focus from Magva.
Yep.
It's close. It's close. Ken is deliberating over that call. Unobstructed is the call. Very, very close, but unobstructed. There's a proton torpedo coming in from Mike. We have a target lock for 3 paint in the blank into 4. Focus that for 3 hits and a crit is what it looks like to me.
Oof.
Ooh. We'll force 1, take 2 and a crit.
That should only be 1 crit.
Yep.
There we go.
Shield, crit. There it is.
Fuel leak. Oof.
That's more devastating on Kylo right there than
it is
on Wedge.
It is.
Kylo still got some shields to go. Or some hull to go, excuse me.
And Wedge can actually follow up. That
Yep.
that bump actually wasn't too bad. Aside from going down to one
Positionally,
hull.
right?
Yeah, positionally.
Positionally not too bad.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you see that 5 straight from Kylo, just trying to get out of dodge for now.
I
and
think
hopefully Quick Draw can follow up on
Wedge.
Wedge.
Wedge, he can follow that up.
Yep.
Maybe get coordinated a lock from Magva.
Yep. Yeah, well,
If Magva,
can't.
If Magva
so
turns,
Magva
turns 2 around the rock.
So Magva can't because Wedge is stressed, so he can't take
Fair
any
enough, yes.
coordinated actions. And what Quick Draw kind of wants to avoid here is getting ionized, actually, at this point by Norra, yeah. Because he doesn't want to waste trying to shoot at Norra at range 1 because she gets that auto evade.
Right.
You really want to finish off Wedge.
I think Norra's gonna do maybe a 1 straight, try to go for Quick Draw.
Yeah, Norra wants to get in there and just jam up the works for Quick
Sure.
Draw.
Prevent him from chasing Wedge.
Possibly get that range 1 ion shot and let Wedge get out and hopefully finish off Kylo.
Right. This is turning out to be a very, very interesting game. Sean Sapone behind on points, 37-80 with Mike Gasner in the lead, but Wedge within striking distance.
Yep.
This is a very, very close game.
Yeah, I feel if Wedge goes down and Kylo stays alive, Kylo is going to go after Magva.
Yep.
And they're going to just ignore Norra at that point because
Right.
Norra is now totally committed in those rocks.
And in the end game, you can range control Norra a lot better.
Correct.
You're not forced into the range 1 engagement.
Right.
I think we'll see a seismic charge here. To try to pop that rock
I would not
next to Magva and catch a Quick Draw.
I would not put it. I would say, yeah, you might see that seismic come out here.
You think it would catch that rock? That's kind of close.
I think it's definitely in range 1 of both those
Chat,
two
what
rocks.
do you think? You've been awfully silent this game. I'm surprised. What do you think? Would that catch the rock? Let us know in the chat. Thank you again for tuning in. This is a fantastic game. I'm very, very happy that we could come up here and cast. Thank you, Ken, for commentating with me here.
Of course, of course. You know, everyone's a big fan of all of these streams, so they all need to be supported, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't think you see the seismic because he doesn't want to risk blowing up Wedge.
Sure.
So that's
if Wedge doesn't get far enough.
Right.
All right, there's Magva coming to turn around that rock. Going to check for target lock. I think we want null at that point.
Yeah, I don't really know what he wants to do with
Get
null.
a lock Quick Draw. I mean, I think the only reason why we wanted to lock null or focus is because null's going to be the shot.
Right.
Quick Draw is likely to turn out of that if he goes a little bit quicker.
Yep.
It's possible that Quick Draw can't really and just bumps into the back of Wedge.
Yep.
But although he might be expecting maybe a sloop up towards the top of the board.
Whoa.
Talon roll.
He's coming in hard.
That's dangerous.
He does have
That's
the heightened.
dangerous.
He does have the heightened perception.
That's true. It's actually a very good point.
You may see Quick Draw come in with the hard 2, go on top of the gas cloud, and
Soft 2 from Norra.
so yeah,
He's
Norra's
just trying
going
to go
into
with the works and Ion.
exactly.
Right?
He's just trying to go in and jam up the works. Unfortunately, where is it still locked in the forward position?
It is still locked.
Okay, so I think that Sean really wants to get Wedge here, and thus is going to too hard in Quick Draw over that cloud because he knows that Norra's coming in to jam up the works,
Right.
and really wants to ion if gets the chance, or even just erase him if stay in primary. So he wants none of that. So I think he's going to try and break out. Because
and with a 2-turn there, it could block a shorter maneuver from Wedge as well.
Yeah.
No action from Norra, which means no target lock, which means no torpedoes.
Yep.
One straight bump, though, from Quick Draw. Mike calling that actually pretty expertly. Now we're going to get a locked shot from Magva onto Quick Draw. If Wedge moves a little bit, we might not be able to pursue.
Right.
Marking Norra here. Where is he headed?
Looks like he's going right. Yep.
Soft 2 to the right. To pilot left. Excuse me. Clearing that stress.
Foils are still closed.
So he could
still has the boost,
could
which
boost here.
could.
Can he clear
I think
that
it does
banked
clear.
Boost?
I think it does clear.
I think he has to try. Otherwise, Kylo's going to heighten perception and just
Right.
smack him right down, right? You know, focus and stress to boost. Thinking null might come around.
Yep,
on him.
totally
There's
clears.
The clear. There it is. Interesting that he didn't pull out R2 on that. If he had the idea of doing that, interesting he did not trigger R2 to get a little bit more security.
Let's see what null does.
2 sloop from null. In the wrong direction to chase Wedge though.
Yeah, but now he's got 3 guns on Norra, and
Norra's at range 2 too.
Might pull another 1 round blank of Norra. Who knows?
We might see. Yes, Chad, he did do a 2-speed. Cannot afterburners range 3 from is not in range 1, unfortunately. Just tried to come in as close as possible, but you got a range 3 from null to Norra for nothing. 2 focuses, no token. Wedge has no shot, so quick draw will now fire. Range 2 into Norra.
Yeah, he really needed some pain on that attack because between Kylo and quick draw.
Oof, 2 crits. There we go. Nothing. Hey, Norra is vulnerable to natural dice is what we see here from these last 2 games.
Yeah, I was surprised that he didn't heighten perception there.
Mm-hmm. Norra then firing
this
into
is
quick draw.
Straight up roll. Just the 1.
For 1 with the ion cannon. 1. Just 1 hit. No ion tokens, but just 1 hit. Yeah, I'm surprised. Shouldn't we have seen Kylo fire first there? In the order at initiative 5?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, they kind of went out of order there. Could have made a difference. They could possibly call the TO over to walk it back if it does change here.
Spend that focus, I think. Not taking anything. 3 hits. 1 evade. Norra takes 2. And now it's more interesting because now Norra is also in striking distance.
Yep. Then we're going to see Magva come in here and probably try and
finish quick draw. Measuring
yeah, because it's probably Ranger 2. Yeah, it's definitely 2.
They're being very careful that this is the top 4. Range 2. Triton 7305. This is the top 4, the second to the last round of the Cheyenne Hyperspace tournament. Range 2 coming in from Magva to quick draw. We have a lot of pink there. Looks
got
like
all
3
of it.
natural. And quick draw blanks out.
Yep.
Only 1 evade there. Goes down with 2 hits. Mike Gasner now pulling a decisive points lead, 112 to 68.
Yeah, but Kylo's still there, still with protons.
Yep.
Wedge can't get back into this next round.
No.
Because he's stressed. Kylo can definitely come in and just unload one of those proton torps onto Norra and finish her off.
Yep.
Null, it almost might have been an advantage for Sean to have him lose the I-7 and go in and just block Norra.
In this case, yes.
Basically what he wants to do is clear out, maybe even go in and try and block. Well, you can't block, but basically does not want to give Norra that range 1 evade bonus at this point.
So Leia is active, though. We do have to point that out now. Leia
okay, so as recharged,
back up to 3. So it's possible for Mike to pop Leia here, maybe take a K turn from Norra,
yep.
Especially if he might expect Kylo to go chasing Wedge. It is an enticing target with a 2 turn to the right.
Right.
And especially with that FO can also follow up with a 2 turn to the right.
Wedge has a target lock, but I can't see who it's on.
I believe it was on Quick Draw, and they might have just
Right. Yeah, because Quick
forgot
Draw
to
did
pull
have
it
two
off.
target locks. I think
This is chat brings up a good point. This is seismic time, I think, for Norra Wexley right there. Pop that center asteroid. Try to get a damage onto Kylo.
Yeah, you brought him. You might as well use him.
Exactly.
Yeah, the positioning is overall is not great for Sean. Mike's very much in control. Magva's still out there, full health.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, even just a 2-turn in towards Kylo right there, face right off. Then he has. I mean, he at least gives Kylo a choice. He needs to choose whether or not he's going to push damage into Magva.
Right.
If Norra is just out or in an advantageous position, it's a difficult decision.
Yeah, because even if you pop Leia and Wedge does the 4K, he's still got no bonuses.
There's a seismic charge.
Wedge does have target locks as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you may see the 2 hard right and have Kylo come in, heightened perception, PS kill, Wedge, and then it's a whole new ball game.
Absolutely.
Because he's still got 1 proton with Norra's name on it.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, even with no shields, 2 hull, 3 hull.
There's Leia.
He's got indeed from Magva. Plenty of time to run away, fix the fuel leak, and then come back, and Kylo can totally solo Magva.
Oh, for sure. But there's the 2-turn there. Putting a target lock down on, Kylo.
Yep.
Onto Kylo Ren. Trid says Wedge can just safely peace out with a 3 hard to pilot right. That is absolutely true. Mike has shown himself to be a little bit more aggressive than we've expected. Though,
I don't think the 3 hard gets Wedge out because I guess it froze a bit, but Kylo can. So he's doing the 2 hard. The last we could see, he can boost in, and then he has a target lock already on.
I'll be right back.
Got some visual
fixing the camera. It
we got some
reboot on me.
Visual difficulties, but Kylo can boost in, and take that proton torpedo shot on Wedge. Okay, so we're back. He decided to fix fuel leak, and he's deciding what to do here in terms of
Great.
I think he boosts to try and get out of both the range 1 rock as well as Magva's target lock.
I think so as well. Boosting to pilot left will get him behind that gas cloud too.
Boosting either way, I think he does pilot right to try and stay on Wedge. And then he still gets the benefit of the gas cloud.
Indeed. Well, it all depends on where Wedge is going, because if he boosts left, boost pilot right, then Wedge, that 3-turn could disengage.
Right.
There we go. There's the boost. Now, if Norra calls this though and comes, well, she can't really capitalize on that lock there. But there's a 4K. Mike commenting, not again, when he sees how close Null is there. Checking for locks. Put one on for posterity on Kylo, I think, right?
Yep. So Leia was popped then. I guess we missed that.
Yes.
So
I got it. Don't you worry, I got it.
Well, I guess...
Activation phase, we're flipping open. And there's a 3 Talon roll. Out to the right there. That's not what I was expecting.
No. That's interesting.
Still safe this round, but with no real disengage, right?
Right.
He could pop an afterburners. That's exactly
there
what
we
he's going to
go.
do.
Well done.
So going for a shot on null then right
Yep.
now. That does actually pretty effectively disengage him from Kylo as well.
Yep.
2 bank to the right next turn. Kylo's going to be hard-pressed to follow that. Although here does come null turning around. We might see some shots exchanged between those 2 pilots.
Yeah. I think the other thing to important note is that so that's the end of afterburners for Wedge.
Right. Null is coming around here with a 2-turn. Could conceivably PS kill Wedge here. It's not outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah, but so it's obstructed at this point with the gas cloud. So
I'm not sure if it's
I was going
obstructed.
to say,
That's
yeah,
very close. Here's the barrel
barrel
roll.
roll to try stay out of all the arcs as well as range. Interesting.
It's like he's still trying to keep range on Wedge. If you just pop 1 through at range 3,
True.
stranger things have happened, right? Seismic charge goes off, does not affect anybody. The Trid pointing out, that is the second time that Mike has not used R2. I think the last round was the better time to use R2.
So here's
Range
moment of
3.
truth.
I think that's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid range 3.
That looks out.
Ken pointing out we do have to be in the arc on the cardboard there. If you lose a little bit of it.
Sacred game state.
Looks like we're calling it out, though, right?
Yep. It was out. So it's out for both of them.
Calling that out. There we go. Got a range 3 obstructed through the gas cloud from Magva.
I think he's going to be all right, although stranger things have happened.
5 plus that convert.
So fuel leak was repaired if you want to strike that out.
Thank you very much. 3
3.
hits.
He's got all the force. I think he's okay.
He doesn't even need the force. There we go.
There.
He didn't need to spend the target lock, though, right?
He did spend it.
He did spend it.
So-
I would have not. I don't think I would have. Just be
Correct.
very
I would with
aggressive next turn.
five dice coming in plus the force.
Yep. Then
I
would
would
have
have kept it
aggressive
on.
next turn. Get a target lock's focus shot.
Yep.
Because that's almost a throwaway, right there. Like you might as well take the shot, but nothing's probably going to come out of it.
So Wedge took the target lock on Kylo.
No, Norra did. Wedge didn't get any action. He was still stressed.
Gotcha. You're right. Yep. So yeah, at this point, he does not want to. Yeah, he's gonna need a 2 bank. Bank pilot left. Get out.
I think a bank pilot right, because that's still under Kylo. Kylo can't turn quite that hard.
But null's right there. That's the thing. And
But that's a 2 dice attack versus a 3 dice attack.
Unless null comes in hard and makes the right call
That's
and
true.
gets the range 1.
That's true. Wedge is in a really tough position.
That's what Wedge doesn't want is a range 1 modified shot from null.
I have a feeling that Null is going to sloop out.
You think so?
I think Null wants to keep a little bit of range and flexibility there.
I feel like Sean kind of has the confidence that even with no shields, that Kylo could solo Norra and Magva alone. So he really wants to get rid of Wedge.
Sure.
Plus, that's so annoying to have one hull
I know.
so close within reach.
I hope if he does disengage, I really hope he remembers R2 this time.
Yeah. And again, like I said,
Soft 2 from Magva.
null is
in
only
the wrong direction.
the wrong direction and can only coordinate to Norra.
That is definitely one thing that I've seen here. Some very unaggressive play from Magva. Not really jamming her up into the center.
Yep.
Taking a target lock on Kylo. 2 bank from Kylo. Kylo also not really committing right here. Also interesting.
I think he's going to leave it to Null to, like I said, try and clean up Wedge. That's a trade he would definitely love to see, which would leave him because he has not shot proton torps, correct?
No, he is not.
So he's got the 2. And he definitely wants to save them for an unshielded Norra as well as Magma once those shields are gone.
Yep. That Magva maneuver is very, very unclear to me exactly what he was trying to achieve with that. Soft 2
there's
with
the
Norra
bank.
in the other direction.
Norra, gotcha.
Also interesting. Probably going to see her rotate. There it is. But also not quite sure what we're going for here.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't have Leia active right now to follow this up with a pivot.
Correct.
Right?
I think we're at least 1 turn away from Leia coming back.
Deciding whether or not where to put those S foils, I think.
Right. I think you keep them you close them. You want as much. Right.
There's the R2. Gains a shield back. There's the 2 soft. Although with that direction of 2 soft, I thought we might see keeping S foils open and try to engage now.
Yep. So.
Because he is weapons disabled.
T65. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So if
I think we might
Null comes in with the 2 bank, there it is, 2 bank.
Yeah. See, I don't know what Mike was trying to achieve with this sequence of maneuvers right here.
Yep.
This is kind of a baffling turn. Not shoving Magva down Kylo's throat, which he has that,
taking the target lock.
Even Norra not doing something like a 2-turn or a 3 bank to put pressure on those first order aces. Here comes 3 dice from Null. Focus for 3. It'll just be able to reroll 1 because of Magva's ability. Just 1, so he's not going to die this turn, and he'll be able to focus, take no damage. We have a Wyoming shot, range 2, obstructed through the gas cloud.
It's still clutch, though, if he gets him ion.
Absolutely. Two hits.
You got it.
We got 1 of 8. He can change 1 from the gas cloud. No damage. No hits going through there. With that said, Magva does have a nice 2-turn right here. But Norra, like, why? Where's Norra going? Because Norra's got to turn right to not hit the rock.
Right. So I think Mike is doing the points in his head. Norra is a big chunk, 62, and he is probably assuming that Wedge is going to die at this point. So that's the only thing I can think of, breaking off like that, because, basically Norra at this point is almost like the 1.0 Palp shuttle. Once it's turned the wrong way, it's out of the game for quite some bit.
So he's just trying to preserve points. But there's 24 minutes left. I don't think it's...
Well, that's the thing. I think both players are settling in for the long haul. They initially were trying to go for the knockout punches, but now, especially the way Sean is playing, breaking out Kylo like that, he's got target locks that he wants, but then he also has target locks on him. One of them is now flying away. The other one is starting to come in. So they're both settling in for a long game.
I guess I can see that. Smooth Skeleton, this is the top 4. Dark Cerado says that Kylo needs to do some work now. Yes, that's very true. Again, both of the Rebel Aces are within striking distance, so all it takes is a couple of good, shots. We're dropping another seismic charge. We're going to dissipate that gas cloud, which signals to me that Wedge is going to turn hard to the right.
It would be iffy if that clears, and I could also see a hard 1.
Hard 2 from Magva Yard to the left. I could also see Wedge doing a quick move, like a 4 straight boost left with closed S foils. hang out with Norra and let Magva do some work for a few turns. Giving Wedge a barrel roll. There's Wedge barrel rolling out there. I think Wedge will be aggressive and turn around here.
Could be.
Could be.
That
Hard one from Kylo. To be honest, I might have wanted to dial in a different sequence of maneuvers there with Wedge and just try to get some damage in with Magva.
Right, agreed.
On Kylo right there.
Magva can take the hits.
Again, that's the thing. Like, Magva's gun has been out of the fight for most of this game. Norra and Wedge, mostly Wedge, have done the bulk of this fighting here.
Right.
With Magva in there, firing a couple more turns, this could be a very different game in Mike's favor.
Absolutely, and like Magva will kind of be the MVP of the end game at this point because
She has
full
to
health.
be.
Yeah,
She has to be. There's really no way around it for Mike.
Sean's in a tough spot here with that hard one. I guess. Do you try? Just focus up.
Focus.
That's gonna be unobstructed as well.
Auto thruster there. We'll take the boost in, try to catch Wedge. This is where a Talon roll from Wedge would be pretty.
Yeah.
Would be a pretty maneuver. That's a dangerous maneuver. He is taking range 1 on Magva. 2 turn from Norra right there. NCC 1701 Captain Kirk, great username for a Star Wars forum. Says Wedge Talon roll. He has been rather aggressive with those. Yeah, I'm part of me is really thinking about that Talon roll. It just seems like a cool option right here.
Yep.
One that Mike will exploit.
Yep, and Mike choosing to reload seismic charge.
Oh, no, there we go. He's actually spending the last R2. So he's just disengaging. Just a 1 bank. A very non-committal disengage. Does Wedge have that lock on him?
He does. Kylo has the lock on Wedge.
Okay. Can he get
but now
out
he's
with
at
a
3
boost or a
health.
barrel roll? Focus. Okay, not even
right.
going to try that. A very non-committal disengage.
Absolutely.
He wasn't even stressed. He did not necessarily need to do that. Is that a 2 sloop? Yes, sir.
Sure is.
Wedge is in a very, very tough position here.
I have a feeling that he's going to come out. Mike's dice have been very, very generous. Plus, with 2 shields back, he's now at 3 health. He can be all right. That was close.
Cloud. No damage from that seismic charge. Does not hit Wedge. That was extremely close. Again, not exactly sure what he was trying to accomplish.
Right.
With that 1 straight. Or the 1 bank, excuse me. Range 2 from null, 1 hit. He's
got to think about it. He's got a proton coming in. So there's a question because
so he's saying that crit still goes. Still
right.
triggers fuel because
yep. So he has to spend. So he's got to spend it at this point.
Yep. Spent that focus. No damage through. There's the proton.
Here we go. Double modded.
I really think that this is it for Wedge. There's a lot of paint. There it is. That'll probably do it. He's gonna focus, change that to a crit, or excuse me, spend a force, change that to a crit.
So he needs double nanas to have a chance.
There it is. 2 crits.
So 1.
2 shields down.
2 shields down.
He got the natties there.
There's there's some question about whether, even though it only took out the shields, whether the crit will still trigger Fuel Leak. And so they're discussing with Ken Johnson now. I have a feeling Ken Johnson's going to lean toward it still affects because it's called suffering a crit. And I believe
because it triggers. It triggers. I'll show you the dark side.
Right.
It goes on the shields.
Because there's a recent ruling in the FFG forums that it's still considered suffering a crit. So RAW, I feel like Ken is going to rule that it still works, which means Wedge is dead.
Yep, Fuel Leak does say after you suffer a critical damage. Chat, if there are any rules lawyers in there, could you enlighten us, see if we're missing something, or if you agree with Ken's opinion that it can and Ken's.
It's not really my opinion. I just know how Ken has been interpreting the rules. I'm actually a terrible rules lawyer.
It looks like they're calling it that it blew.
Okay. And that's it. Yep. So they ruled it. So now Magva, this is where
she's got
to shine.
She really has to shine there.
And that could happen right here.
Yep.
And yep.
Again, and this is where I would really like a modifier on that shot.
Yep. So it's got range 1 with a target lock on Kylo.
He does have a target lock. That wasn't so long ago.
Yep.
Target lock. Seeing 2 rerolls here. Into 4. That's the big hit Magva needs.
All paint.
You have a focus, all paint.
And he takes a crit.
Pilot takes a crit. Panicked pilot, though. 2 stress tokens. That's really rough.
That is super rough.
That's really rough. Ouch. Ouch. That's really rough.
Yeah, at this point, you will see... you'll see Null just put on the burners to try and catch Norra at range 3. You will see... Well, this is where it gets cagey because Magva can do the turn, the 90-degree turn.
Yep.
Leia is still, I think, 1 turn away from being effective.
Thank you for reminding me. 1 more charge back.
So would be stressed, correct? So it would be a naked shot.
So I think that we're gonna see just a turn from Magva. A 2-turn or some sort of maneuver right there, because he's not really certain where Kylo is going to go. I don't think there's a great way to predict that. But if you do 2 turn to the left, you can get out in front of a fast maneuver to go try to chase Norra. And then if he does in fact disengage instead, your 0-stop flip can come later.
Yep.
When it's a little bit more when it is more necessary to see where he is.
Yep.
Or when you can see where he is. So he is stopping. I guess we missed a Leia recharge in there somewhere. So excuse us. Leia was active, just going to 0-stop and target lock Kylo. And Kylo will run right into him.
Interesting.
With a 2-turn?
I would think that at this point, 15 minutes left in the game, he wants to chase down Norra.
Get himself ahead.
Get himself ahead and just run away for the rest of the game.
Yep. Maybe he thinks that Null is capable of doing that. But he does also have to get care of that stress.
Right.
So he needs a couple turns to be non-panicked anymore.
Yep.
Leia taking a hard 2.
You mean Norra? Norra's coming in.
Thank you very much. Yep, Norra is coming in. I would, yes, there is a rotate turret inward. See if Null will come fast enough.
Yep.
Yep, there's a 3 straight from Null.
That's what Null wants. Wants that range 3 shot.
That's the range 3, indeed.
Focus up.
Triton 7305 Leia does not make light moves grease, but it does. He has R4 in order to make that 2-turn blue.
Got the target lock.
Yep. Got 13 minutes here left in the round. We have a time for this to swing either way. Null taking the range 3 into Norra.
Yeah, you can see Sean is picking up the pace because he knows.
With Target lock. Target lock into 2 hits. And as we've seen, Norra is vulnerable to...
Dang.
Oh, there's the natties. The first range 3 of 8s we've seen Norra roll all day. No dice there for Sean. All right, which way does Magva turn here? Do we actually two-turn catch null? Leave Kylo for a minute and try to pincer null?
Yeah, I think you see the 2-turn. You're also going to see the 2-turn from...
If we kill null and Norra dies as well, is half points... Magva's worth 54.
Well, he's down 7
Kylo
points now. 7 plus 31.
If it's Magva versus a half Kylo at the end of this game, who comes out ahead?
That puts Kylo ahead, I think. Or... No, let me see this.
Because we've killed...
I'm so bad at math. Yep.
136
54,
points.
And their Kylo is 96. That would be close with the bids also.
Chat, if some... Okay. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get on my calculator.
Break out the calculator.
Unless somebody in chat does it first. So if Sean kills Wedge and Norra, 62.
We got 136 points.
That 136 destroyed on Mike's side?
Yeah. So if both Wedge and Norra are destroyed,
136, right?
Sean is 136 in pocket.
Okay.
64 plus, he's at 105 now. Plus 31.
All right, and then and then Mike would have 143.
Okay.
So that's a fair win condition.
Yep.
As long as Magva does not get half, we have. If Norra does die,
right.
As long as Kylo's at half and Magva does not, but she is flipping 180 degrees. We're going to stop. No, 90 degrees. Going for null. Picking up on that win condition, I think.
Yeah, because null's in a spot here in that even half points on null, which just takes 2 more, basically gives Mike the buffer that he needs.
Yep. Well, so that I don't forget, there's a charge back on Leia. Kylo will 2-turn out. I would sort of like to see Mike choose a direction there with Magva and try to gamble and catch a panicked pilot Kylo, because that would be he's not capitalizing on this crit.
Right.
But with Norra out so far, I don't think he's really able to. 2-turn from Norra. Focus. 2 bank from null.
Ouch.
Out to the right there. Can a barrel roll clear him?
No. Barrel roll definitely will not get him clear. Does not have boost.
Not sure
that would be
either.
close. I don't think it gets out.
So, Lydian, yes, there is one more round left. This is the top 4. We do have the finals coming up next.
Nope, still an
There's
arc.
the roll. That's actually very, very close. I think they're going to get a judge over there to call that.
Yep. I think he's got arc, but at least it's range 2.
I don't know that he does. It's very, very close. Has an arc. Norra called as in arc. And man, if that was a proton torpedo, if Norra had laid down a lock there instead, that would have been a brilliant, tough decision to force Sean to make stay range 1, take 3 hits.
Yep.
Or roll out. And ion cannon is facing in. Yeah, ion cannon is facing in. We cannot do that. Oof!
Oh.
There's a 1 hit, 1 onto null.
PS0.
Null is now PS0. Sorry, excuse us. Initiative.
And
0.
Our viewing audience couldn't hear it, but Mike pulled out the 1, 2, 3 Shazam when he rolled, so it worked for him.
Range 3 from Magva. 1 crit. 1 of 8. There we go. Mike has also picked up half points on null.
Not yet. So because No,
Yes, he
that
has.
is half.
It's
That's,
4.
yep, that's half.
Yeah, up to 128 to 105. Again, if Norra goes down though, we don't have we still have to kill Null for that win condition. So that's what he is going for right now. Kylo now able to turn around and come back into the fight now that Panic Pilot is.
Yeah, he'll get at least 1 turn of combat in before game end.
Straight 1. Take the focus there. Mike wasn't happy about something. That's what that is. There's a 2 sloop from Null.
Hey, you're going to see it too hard probably from the Y-Wing.
I think so as well. Kylo Ren doing it too hard there, just as we predicted. Axel81 says, Dice decided this game, I fear he does not have enough time to get back in with Kylo. 6 minutes left. Do you think that is the case?
He'll get 1. Like I said, he'll get at least 1. They are playing it a little bit quicker.
Can Null survive?
No.
Okay.
Especially if Norra did the hard one here.
Or the hard 2?
No way. Hard 2, yeah. No way.
3 straight from Norra. I think he's trying to go for that torpedo.
This looks like a bump.
Yep, need that judge in there. He's good. He's clear. Okay. All right, so if we have a lock here, he said focus?
He did say focus.
He did say all right. All right, Mike. Not even going to attempt the lock? Oh, he already has it.
Oh, that's right.
He already has it. It's
Double
back
mods.
there. Okay. Double modded proton shot. There we go. There we go. He's been keeping that in the can. So long that we even forgot about that.
Yeah.
Target lock to 1. Focus. 3 hits and a crit at least. Force 1. Crit comes into Kylo.
And that's it.
That's it. Active foul. Hang on. You are sure he used the 4 straight template there? Did he use the 4 straight template for that 3 straight?
He did.
He did. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm just going to make sure that...
They might have to walk that back. Good catch there. Yeah, that was a good catch, and that may have been just enough to keep out of range. So, yep, they're walking it back.
Active foul. Thank you very much. They are going to walk that back.
The interesting point will be to see where they spot Kylo.
Right. I think he was just under that.
Right.
Just under that chili.
Yep.
Just under that chili pepper. So let's see. You know, if they want to come in here and watch the tape. Where that was, how close that range was.
They might have to, because
I'm gonna go offer.
Okay. So the target lock. No, he dialed into 3.
He dialed into 3.
So you can't walk that back.
Right.
That's the discussion that's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Those target locks come back. Those crits go back in the deck.
Yep. All right. Oof.
I think Ken Johnson will probably add a couple minutes of time to this game as well because they are spending because they're walking it back. Or at least I would hope that so he took a focus.
Yep.
Hold on, I will go back and tell them
if you want,
the game
like, offer our tape, right, to see if we can put that back as close as possible. Radiant AG 007 Nick Bond, we are working on that. Ken is offering them to come back and look at the stream here to make sure that we put it back as close as possible. All right. All right, so they're going to take one range 3 shot then into Norra. 2 hits. It's a wounded pilot with that crit.
All right, so I think we have it at the correct game state at this point.
Okay, I did not catch what he said about a time extension there.
Oh, I didn't bring that up. I'm pretty sure that Ken Johnson will add some time on there.
He did say something, but I didn't pick up what that was, so
right.
I want to put that on the clock.
Okay.
Would you mind running back in there and seeing? Thank you guys for being Did Magva shoot null? Can you double check that too?
They're walking it back to.
They're setting dials now. Did Magva shoot null before? Did they keep that shot? Solidity, and yes, the torpedoes are out of range. That would be time, but we're going to see. Two minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock right there. We'll add 20 seconds there if it's just a little bit out. Leia will trigger. Focus after a 2-bank forward or a 2-bank from null. U-wing rotating, pivot wings closed. Rotate out there. Yep, that's what you would expect. Taking the focus. He's going for Kylo now.
Okay.
Did Magva shoot null last round?
Yes, and I don't think there was any damage.
Okay. One turn from Kylo. Great maneuver. He can probably barrel roll out of Magva's arc right here.
I don't know if he can clear the gas cloud. That's the problem. I'm kind of unfamiliar with.
Raven Gear says, did Kylo use force projection? Yes, he did.
Yep.
Taking the lock onto Norra. Using auto thrusters here, trying to decide where to go. Looks like we're taking the boost. That's close. I think it's just out of Magva's arc, but it's close.
Just out, but now out of his own arc.
All right, so that might have hosed him right there, because Norra just dialed in a 4K turn with a 4 Leia K turn. Now,
well,
if he gets blocked,
it's not clearing.
If he gets blocked back on the Magva, then there's the proton torpedo.
I think it clears Magva.
So that's the question. We're gonna put Magva back.
Yeah. Okay. There's not enough room. It looks like.
They're closed. Those pivot wings are closed. Yep, there is time. Ken Johnson saying this is the last round. That does clear Magva. No shots from the Rebels here. Null has a shot on Ewing or Norra. So he's taking the shot onto Norra. Or there's the Kylo shot onto Magva first. Nothing. Take shields off.
So that is super
Could Null
close.
get half on Magva?
Yes. All he needs is one, and that's
all he needs is one.
Unfortunately, it looks like Kylo is in.
Got corner Kylo.
Everyone's crowding Ken Johnson.
Yep.
As oh, I think he needs to use the longer ruler to get the correct angle. It looks out. No shot.
No shot. No shot. That's pretty big.
This is super huge.
Yep. Don't go for that. Don't tell.
I don't know if Sean realizes he needs just one on Magva.
Yeah.
Okay, now they're doing the points accounting.
It is true that killing Norra would also put him ahead.
So they are doing
the that Norra gets the free evade because she's range 1 of Kylo.
So Ken Johnson's right there. They're doing the full accounting where they are at points and who is at what. This is super important. I feel like the Magva shot is what he needs because he needs just one.
Well, because he's not killing Norra unless there's a lucky crit because Norra's going to get that free evade.
Yep.
She's also out at range 3. She might get 2.
Yep.
So only one in there on Magva is where it should be.
Right. And so this is where Math Wing really is important with today's meta is these games are going to go time.
We are privileged to be able to see these points right here, make those calculations. So on the table it's completely different.
Right. One of the questions we had asked before this hyperspace trial with Ken Johnson trying to settle the rules before gameplay starts is, are notes allowed? And notes only being the points and half points of every ship, and he allowed that because that's where the state of the game is at.
Yep.
It's very rare. Yeah, it's very rare to have a tabling an opponent with less than full time. So I know that when Carson and D played their cut round, that came down to the math. Unfortunately, Carson had the wrong math in his head. He got what he thought he needed, but D still won because he was still ahead on points.
Let's see, Sean just making sure that he makes the right decision. There it is. There's the
He's going to the win because he knows he needs one.
Just one.
He needs both paint.
Is that the focus?
That's not what he wanted. Now he needs a blank.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
There it is. Sean
Sapone.
That's half. Sean Sapone with 132 to 128 will come out victorious here.
Wow.
Such a close game. An
emotional roller coaster of highs and lows.
What again? Okay, so let's walk back just a little bit. Let's dissect some things that happened here. I think Mike had a pretty strong position for most of that game.
Right.
With the exception of turning Magva and Norra out. I feel like that was a mistake.
His initial game and setup was on point. He had everything he wanted. I think it was the mid and end game, and I suffer this problem a lot as well. I get the openings I need, but my mid and end game fall apart. So a couple of those moves, like having Norra going way out there just to reload a seismic, that was a little baffling. We're not
Wedge in such a compromising position too.
We are not second guessing anyone. Obviously they're at the top tables. We are not.
Right.
But when you've played a full day before, you still have to get up early and play today. it's still a lot of mental gymnastics.
Absolutely.
And Mike has nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever.
Absolutely.
He's
Top
actually
four.
Top 4. He's a great personality. Like I
Local
said, I wish you
Wyoming
guys
Knights,
I wish you guys could hear the 1 2 3 Shazam. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, the game is kind of, I don't want to call it devolved, but it has just become Mathwing where points are so essential. And had maybe Mike he might not put some guys in positions that he did.
Right.
So,
well, in any case, there were some oddities at the end of this game, but it was absolutely very, very fun to watching these points swing back and forth and each player jockey for position. We'll be back. Sean Sapone will face off against D-Yoon in the finals here.
D-Yoon won.
He did actually. Yes, he did.
He's powering through his illness right now. He does not look great, to be honest. But here he is at the final tables is why we show up. So.
Indeed. So we'll be back. It'll probably be about 10 minutes or so to get reset.
Yeah,
here.
I think they're going to – D's already ready to go, so they're going to take a little breather.
Yep. All right, so we'll be back as soon as possible. For Back to Dials, I'm Asa.
And I'm Ken.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back.